Hello everyone, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. I am here to share with you the second card in my Christmas in July / Golden Greenery class. So this card, I have used the Golden Greenery stamp set again, just using the large bell this time. And a different colorway. I have used crushed curry and wild wheat to create a different bell. I have used, for the label shapes, I have used 2 of the Something Fancy dies. So they are the 2 that I have used. So the largest and the smallest of that combo. And out of the Golden Greenery dies, I have taken the large bell and I have set that up on a jig for us to use. The papers that we are using is the gold Mercury vellum. So this is gold printed vellum. So you get a couple of different patterns. I don't think I've even got all of them to show you. So let me show you this last one, and it is just in scraps that I've got here. So they are the 3 patterns. I have also used the Seasons of Green and Gold Designer Series paper, and I have used this pattern. So this pattern has on the back, it has a polka dot on the back, and I have used this so we can accent the gold. And I've made the crushed curry and the wild wheat. I've chosen those specifically because they do throw gold without having the shine. So I am going to start this card with the stamping. Now I do have my little pre-cut pieces here. So I just want my little bell. And I already have my Stamparatus set up ready to go. So I'm going to take my jig and pop this in. So it doesn't matter which way I do it, but I do have the solid stamp first. So I've done that in crushed curry. So this card, once you do all your cutting and this little bit of stamping, super duper simple to put together. Okay, so that is there. I, for some reason, haven't totally properly lined it up, and that is fine. It is a bespoke bell, and that is what it will be. Twist this around, and I do have, after I close this, because oops, I don't need to get ink everywhere, and I don't quite have the hand strength to pull that, so I just use the divot to close it over. That works with my hands. Because they don't work quite as well as everyone else's. Great. There we go. So those colors look really, really dark at the moment compared to the ones that I have previously stamped. So our inks do dry back, and they do smooth out a little bit as well. So never worry that, oh my God, I've done that wrong. Give it a little bit of time to settle and to dry and see where you're at. That is why I do a lot of my stamping first. So then if I do need to make adjustments, they're super duper easy to make at the end. Okay, so I have my bell. Let's empty all of my pre-cut pieces. So I have a piece of basic white to put behind the Mercury vellum. I have, is it going to come out? No, yes, maybe. Okay, I have the piece of green and gold designer series paper that is cut with the Something Fancy, and as the base for the bell I do have a piece of soft seafoam. So I have a pre-cut old olive piece of cardstock here, and I'm just going to start popping these pieces together. Now we have always had, or I have, for me personally, had a rule with vellum: no wet glue because it does curl. I am going to stick to that, but today I am actually going to use glue dots because we have a lot of that gold area. On the back it is silver, so you can most certainly use either side of the vellum. So I am going to pop glue dots in the corners, and I'm going to pop a couple in the middle just to make sure, but there are definitely spaces where we can put the glue dots where they're going to be fairly inconspicuous. So no one's really going to notice these glue dots through these little holes. And I'm putting it on the white so that everything, you can really see those details where the vellum is, and just one in the middle there. Now I think I have cut this so we see a little more of a white border. Just trying to look. Nah, that isn't perfect. Going to see if I can pop some of these corners up. So I find if I have one corner down, it does help line up everything else. This isn't perfect, but I am really happy to go with it. It's only just slightly off. If you wanted to obsess over that and that is more to you, that is fine. Okay, so this is now going to give us a bit of slip room. Now I really don't need to worry about how the card is going to open, but I do all the same because I have made enough left-handed opening cards, aka backwards cards, in my life for it to be an issue. Okay, I'm not going to put wet glue on our designer series paper. I am going to get our Stampin' seal. So that is this. Now, I had recently in a class, one of my class members just could not get the Stampin' seal to work. She goes, it's not working. Now, unlike other tape runners, you do not need to have any pressure. You just want to make sure that the glue is there, and then you just glide it across and break it at the end. I wasn't adding any downward pressure, but when you do apply downward pressure, it doesn't work very well. So that is a top tip for using that. Now, that is not straight. Damn. My glue is well and truly gone. We are just going to do our best here. This is going to go on dimensionals. If you have watched these cards in order, you will know I'm up to the edges of my dimensionals. So I've actually gone along and I have just cut up all the dimensionals. So really, I should only need 2. Just have tinsel glue on my finger there. Sorry, I'll bring that card back in so we know what direction we're going in. Remove these backings. Okay, well, I've still got one stuck. I've got both stuck to my finger there. Just going to nestle these in together. Try somewhat to get them in the middle. No. And I am giving myself plenty of working space because I am just placing this down. There is no pressure. It is like just tacking down, and I am having trouble tonight. Now it's going to stick to my glass mat. Wow. Okay. I think I've got my height right. I just need to get my width, and I think I'm going to call that good. Now I just need to add some dimensionals to the bell, and then I'm going to add some ribbon. So this is the diagonal stripe ribbon, and it comes in a 2-pack. So we get our white ribbon, which is here, and I'll show you the pretty side. We get the white ribbon, but we also get, I'm just going to leave that like that. You also get a petal pink roll as well. So you do get 2 rolls in the pack. I love having plain white ink, plain white ribbon in my stash because I can colour it. I'm not colouring it on this card, but I most certainly could have done something with the yellow, or I could have done something so golden or green with this to get a beautiful card. Now what have I done there? Just want to see if I can turn this around, which I can. Awesome. Good save. Just don't pull this too tight because I'm going to lose that end, but do want a nice flat bow, and I just keep pulling and tightening and pulling and tightening, and I think that's actually a pretty good side. Now this does kind of have a right side and a wrong side. I have made it so both loops of the bow do have the pretty side. Now if I turned the tail, it would make this bow just a little bit more bulky, which I don't want on this card because I do have plenty of dimension already. Move that off, don't need that glue. I do need to bring in my mini glue dots. So I've got the box on one side, the roll on the other. I'm doing well here. Right, I'm going to pop this right here. Let's see if it will stay for me. There we go. And just pop my bow right on the top there. And would you believe that is that card done? I have let all the paper and shapes do the hard work for me. Have the beautiful gold and the Mercury paper and the gold accents in the green and gold paper. Now this hasn't quite settled in yet, but the colors are looking more like the original. So we have crushed curry and wild wheat stamped, and then we have our white diagonal stripe ribbon on a old olive card base. So all the paper has done the hard work, doesn't require any embellishing, and that's a card done. So I hope you like this card. Just a reminder, I have used the Golden Greenery stamp set and dies. So I used the bell die, and I have used the Something Fancy labels. So that's how you can use whatever labels that you have to create that look, but that's just what I had in my stash. Thank you so much. All the details for this card will be in the project sheet, and I will see you in the next card. Thanks. Bye.